Kingdom Hearts has been around for a good 10 years now, and a better way to celebrate its 10th anniversary with a brand new game released called Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance 3D for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, this is truly one of the greatest Kingdom Hearts games we ever played, and to be warned you that this is the last prequel game before Kingdom Hearts 3 is released, or is it something that they just slapped on the title and put the word 3D in it? 3D! So people can, actually just buy it because of the pretty 3D graphics. Anyways, only one way to find out. This is my review of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance for Nintendo 3DS. Don't worry, there'll be no spoilers allowed for this video. I'm not going to spoil because I know Big Game Freak will be watching, or many others, Neo, and I do not want them to be fucking spoiled, so I pretty much finally already beat it. So after all this time, let's get this review started. So, here we go.
Okay, so Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is the sequel right after, well, it's still a prequel game, but it's definitely right after the Kingdom Hearts Recoded that came out about a year or a year and a half ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was sometime at the beginning of, last year, if I'm not mistaken. It was around, I guess, 2011? I'm not technically so sure, because I know Birth by Sleep came in around 2010, but if you can remember the correct date, then by all means, that's fine. Just leave me a comment down below and tell me the exact date, but whatever. Like I said, it does take place right after that, where you get the, where the ending actually takes place, which I'm not going to spoil, unless you have played, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, then by all means you'll know exactly what happened and after you beat it and whatnot. But anyways, this is the last prequel game to come out right after. This is the last prequel game coming out right before the release of Kingdom Hearts 3, which we don't know the official date, but it'll probably be in a couple of years. Anyways, the whole gameplay element of Kingdom Hearts, which I'm not really going to explain the story, but, well, okay, I will explain a little bit of the story just to give you the gist of it, though. The story is that there's pretty much this whole dream world sequence going on, where pretty much you're separated into two different types of dream worlds. One is Sora's and one is Riku's. Now, you can see the little drop distance, at the bottom of the screen right there. If you can see that right there, that clearly implies that the drop meter means once the drop meter officially drops, then you will go to a different dream world, which will be Riku's. Now, you don't have this at the beginning, because at the beginning of the story, you're playing as Sora, and after you're done beating a certain aspect of the story with Sora at the beginning of a Traverse Town, you start to separate yourself, and then all of a sudden you're doing Riku's part, and that's when the whole dream distance and the whole two worlds, separate apart from each other. There's two different worlds that were separated from the dream universes. There's a dream of Riku's, like I said, and a dream of Sora's. So you play of two different types of dream worlds, and the only way to get the true ending is to actually, well, you have to beat Sora's, at least get neck to neck with Sora and Riku. Then once you beat Riku's final boss, you have to go to the final bosses of, Sora's final bosses, I'm sorry. Final boss, there's only one. And, Riku has about 3 of them, I think. They're pretty damn extreme to the max, so make sure you have definitely a lot of potions. But anyways, as what you're seeing here is, what you're basically seeing here is me going up against the Tron world, which is not that hard really, because all you have to do is defeat the Tron guy here. I'm not the biggest Tron guy. I forget the dude's name, but I think it's his son, I think, or just Tron himself, like the actual Tron that that was once Sora's friend, but for some reason he's turned against evil, and you'll find out why when you play the game. We're just doing a little boss battle sequences. Oh, and those little 2 things that replace Donald and Goofy, they're called Spirit Pets, which basically I'm going to explain that in a bit as soon as I start to defeat this boss, which is not going to be that long. Yeah, anyways. So, as you can tell, there's pretty much some new features that they've added into the attack systems when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. When it comes to that, they've added some new features, there's one where it's called rail grinding. Not rail grinding. It's called I forget what it's called. It's some kind of gravity rush thing or something, or gravity pull, whatever it's called. What it is that once you walk across the walls, you can hit Y, then you'll bounce all over the place with this like massive amount of energy, and you can hit your opponents with a single counterattack, which I think is actually pretty cool. So that's a really new feature that really comes in handy. So let's just say you don't want to keep using your magic, or in other words, you don't have any more of your magic, and you have to wait until your magic or your powers pretty much heal up. All you have to do is just use that, and you can find your way to win, or with the help of your spirit pets. But that's only if, of course, they have to raise their little bar maximum strength as well. Yeah, whoop that ass, and what? Oh shit. Sora. Oh shit, watch out, man. Oh, this is... Oh!
Tron!
Now, okay, now this is the part where pretty much Tron, actually comes to his senses and actually realizes that he's actually Sora's friend.
I'll deal with you later. I have to retrieve Renzler.
Oh, Renzler. That's what the freaking thing was. It was Renzler. Okay, that's what it was. I don't know. I mean, I did a background check again. I'm not the biggest Tron guy. I mean, I know people are gonna be like, oh, it's an instant classic. You never saw the movie. Well, I wanted to see it, but I just was never a big fan of it. But anyways, let's just, you know, move on from this. I don't want to get into the whole cutscene stories here, which I will say though, the graphics for the cutscenes are very amazing. They're pretty much on par high, like a little bit on par high with the Wii's graphics, and a little bit of, yeah, pretty much a little bit above like the Wii's graphics, pretty much. I mean, the quality you're seeing here may not be fantastic. I mean, of course, guerrilla style video recording when it comes to the 3DS and with my camera, but once you actually play the game yourself and just, you know, play the game yourself and experience the cutscenes, especially in the 3D aspect, because the 3D in this game is amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you. The 3D in this game is absolutely fantastic, so it's definitely a good opportunity actually for you to catch the moment of 3D as well. So yeah, I think the cutscenes get a big thumbs up. The graphics themselves are amazing. Something you would not expect with the PS2 or something to play like the games. It's actually pretty fantastic. Much better than what the DS games try to present with their graphics, but come out a little bit too choppy. And as you can see, I got the dual disc Keyblade, which I think is actually a pretty minty one. It's one of my favorites. Now what you're seeing here is what I'm about to show you with the whole Spirit Pet deal. Let me just get inside the graveyard here. What I'm actually playing is the Notre Dame section of this, and look at this. Now, each spirit pet that you collect, pretty much has all these different attack abilities, and once you combine your strength with them, they have abilities like either to use the power of fire, ice, and some weird ones like, you know, like the puppy does where he just bounces. Now, what I showed you right now was called a team combination power, and what that is that you get that like rarely, and what that is that you can combine both spirit pets and combine their powers and combine into one massive giant spirit pet thing, and then like it just does like a random attack, which I think is actually pretty cool. But you know me, I like going solo, because while it's pretty cool, I just don't like it when it's used in like into like a major big battle. So it's still cool to use in battles most of the time though. I have a lot of spirit pets scouted up. There's like a whole bunch of different species. Like the first one you start out with is like a really big, fat, chubby little dog. Then you get other spirit pets. There's like a lion one. I mean, well, now, there's there's not a cat. What else we got? We have a dragon, a snake, whole bunch of different species, like any species you can think of. There's like a lot of them you can get. And I have to say it's a very nice feature, because I guess they're pretty much borrowing elements from Pokemon, because how like you level up your monsters, like, you know, you're a kid or a young teen traveling with like a pocket monster in your pocket, and then, you know, you use them for battle and whatnot. Kind of like the same feature here, except that, you know, it's kind of different that they actually come out without you commanding. They just do their own thing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's actually pretty cool. So I am glad that this Kingdom Hearts game is finally adding some new elements, to me making it one of the best Kingdom Hearts games I played like in years. Now, don't get me wrong, Birth by Sleep is actually still on top of my game, or like being favorite. But I would have to say this kind of little bit beats Birth by Sleep. I mean, Birth by Sleep and this game are like my two best Kingdom Hearts games I ever played, because there's like so much stuff that they added. Well, it may be sort of somewhat the same with Birth by Sleep, except, you know, like some, you know, 3 stories to play as and whatnot, like separate or whatever, instead of all together as one, if you know what I mean. This one is actually pretty cool because, you know, there's a whole bunch of different, you know, the battle systems is the main thing. Besides just different stories, you know, the battle systems, and, oh, also I forgot to mention, there's little, sequences here you can do, like if you flicked it, there's a drop feature, and what the drop features is, there's a whole different bunch of them. Like, one you can get into, like, this bubble, like, I'm gonna show you right here, well, if I prefer today. Show you. It'll show you that there's a drop thing on the touchscreen once I actually get to it. Just give me 1 sec. Oh my god. Get out of my way, doggy. Out of the way, doggy. Alright, so. Wait, hold on. Oh god, I hated this puzzle. This puzzle was so stupid at times. Actually, this puzzle kind of makes me feel stupid at times. I'm actually trying to do it. It's like, oh jeez, come on, get the fuck up there, Jesus. Alright, so go. Oh, come on, really? Come on. Oh, stupid bat! I hate you. I hate these fucking bats. They get so annoying. Oh god, I gotta do the fucking thing again. Or you know what? Screw it. I was just showing you an example anyway of how that works. Maybe I'll show you another example, like in another second or so. Give me a sec, because I edit this out. Edit back. Jump cut there. Breaking the fourth wall, am I not? Anyways, what you're seeing here is the actual Fantasia level, which is actually personally my favorites. Well, I guess if anybody else who has seen the movie, is the music. The music for this stage is actually pretty much my favorite, because who cannot resist traveling around as freaking Riku, like a badass, listening to classical music like a boss. Oh, also, I guess I can try to show you some of the drop feature. Well, let's see. Oh, this one's actually my favorite because this has like a little rhythm to it. Like with this drop feature, it actually has like a music tone to it. Like, let's see. I know there's a puzzle here, if I'm not mistaken, where actually I can show it to you. Just give me 1 sec. I want you guys to listen to the music for a sec. Wow. Like I said, Riku fighting around creatures, classical music, like a boss. Gotta love it. Just gotta love it. And this actually makes it a very awesome addition to the Kingdom Hearts levels. Ooh, the Toad is actually pretty good. I like using the Toad because with the Toad, he actually has like this cool like one where he basically has like a freaking world. Well, actually, with okay, I forgot to mention. Oh wait, shit. Oh, Riku, that's right. Wait, Riku's with the spirit pets is completely different. Instead of just the pets coming out and actually doing their thing, Riku's power actually absorbs the spirit pets' energy and uses that energy of the spirit pets against the foes, which actually makes it very unique, because I'm glad it just didn't stick with, you know, copy paste, you know, and make it the same as, like, you know, Sora. No, they actually did something different with Riku by actually combining his Keyblade with the powers of the spirit pets and using it out of their own free will. This one I like because, you know, with the frog, you actually get this big giant whirlpool, like you can make your own wave and like kill the enemies. It's like so freaking cool. Aw, I hated this part. Anything with ice and snow pisses me off in platforming video games. Just to let you know that. And underwater stages. Underwater stages piss me off the most. I mean, I know people really love them, but I don't. Sorry, they're just a pet peeve of mine when it comes to those. Because I always kind of suck. Oh, here we go. This is the one I was talking about. Music notes. Now, you just follow the notes to complete it in order to unlock something. Oh, well, that's right. I can't show you the fucking touchscreen at the bottom because my camera will go all apeshit and I can't focus on one thing. And now, I wish I could have shown you, but I guess I can't really because it's really hard to adjust it when I'm doing this and trying to upload it on the video player that I'm doing here to record my videos. 'Cause I'm using Camtasia, and I'm using like a different program for this as well. So what sucks about it is you can't really see the touchscreen. So again, if anybody is watching, I know Big Game Freak will probably scold me, but hey, you know, what can I do? You know, I do what I can do, so excuse the video quality again. I apologize for that, but that's the only way I can do that. So, you know, you get what you get, you know? I mean, at least I'm actually showing gameplay footage, because it'll be better than me just, like, looking at a game cover and be like, hey guys, this is the game itself. Nah, I wouldn't be doing that, would I? Oh, here's the annoying drop feature. Now, another pet peeve I have about... Oh, well, actually, no, I shouldn't say another, because this is the only first negative thing I talked about. The drop feature is good, it's a cool, nice, unique feature, but there's one problem. It interrupts the flow and interrupts the adventure. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Simon's Quest. Now, I know this is a weird reference, but this reminds me of Simon's Quest, how it's like, oh yeah, as soon as you're going on to your day adventure, all of a sudden, the full moon is about to rise, and all of a sudden it turns to fucking night and interrupts your game. It's like, ah, god damn it. Like, I hate shit like that. Like, I do agree it is really annoying, but here's a catch, though. You don't always have to wait till the drop distance feature actually drops. There's an item you can get called, I forget what it's called. I think it's called stop drop distance or something like that. What it is that you can actually stop the drop feature, the drop meter from going all the way down to bonus time and then going down back to Sora. So that's a pretty unique item, but those items are really rare to find. I couldn't really find all of them, and it's actually pretty hard, so yeah. Anyways, so I don't know if I should show you some more gameplay and actually me talk about it. Like, again, the only negative feature I kind of have with the whole drop features, it kind of interrupts certain types. Like, if you're going into a boss battle and then you're about to come close to beating it, and if you don't have that item, let's just say, God forbid, you have to start all the way over when you switch back to Riku or Sora or whatever, which sucks balls, which I really hate that, and that interrupts, and that really invigorates me with that. So that's the one thing I really kind of do not like about the drop feature much, but whatever, it is a nice change of pace when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, so that's pretty good. Hopefully they can keep this feature and a lot more when they make the actual Kingdom Hearts 3, which I am so hyped for that. So yeah, I mean, besides, you know, again, graphics, I mean, I already covered the graphics, I covered the gameplay, I covered the music, I covered the story. Voice acting is really not anything to brag about because it's the usual cast of characters that you got from all the other Kingdom Hearts games. And I know people are going to say that the Japanese version is more superior with the voice actors, but, you know, it doesn't matter. To me, I enjoy whatever it is. And for me, when it comes to an English release game, I always kind of like it in English, but only if it's well voice acted. If it's anything corny or crappy, and if it has a Japanese audio feature, then thank God, let's keep that. But if, you know, if it's done good, you know, I'll keep it the way it is. That's just me. I'll feel comfortable whatever language I am, so, you know, whatever. And for other people who have the game in their language as well in other countries. Dun, 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 dun. Love that piece. So classic. Oh, and the boss is awesome. You'll never guess who the boss is for this shit. I don't know if I should spoil it for you guys, but if you're a big Fantasia person, if you've seen the movie, and it's the actual one that, especially, I'll give you a hint, it's the #1 Disney villain that Nostalgia Critic picked for the top 11. Aw, man, it kind of makes me sad. No more Nostalgia Critic. Forgot that he's not making Nostalgia Critic anymore. But anyways, that's a little hint. That is a little freaking hint. It's the #1 villain that the Nostalgia Critic picked for his top 11 Disney villains. And if you've seen that countdown, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And it is epic as balls. It's a very good epic boss battle. I won't spoil it for Sean either, aka Big Game Freak, because I know he usually watches my videos. I know Neo GameSpark, or anybody who hasn't really played the game, I'm not going to spoil it. So overall, that's pretty much all I have to say on Kingdom Hearts 3 and Drop Distance. I mean, I don't really have any too negative to say about the game. The only thing negative is that the Dream Drop feature gets just a little bit annoying at certain situations. Let's see. The camera works just fine. I have no problem with the camera. The difficulty is just fine the way it is. And the story is very deep. The ending is very epic. And I have nothing else to say. That it's just a pretty good game except for one little nitpick. But overall, here's my final thoughts on my live, you know, me live talking back to me. And I'll tell you my final thoughts, overall score of the game itself.
So overall, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is actually one of the best Kingdom Hearts games I've played in a pretty long time, next to Birth by Sleep back on the PSP. This game itself has some pretty good balancing gameplay. The story's pretty good. I guess the only other thing that people may notice is that the story length isn't very all that long. It's about maybe a good 15 to 20 hours, which isn't very that long in today's standards. Some people may get a little turned off how shortened up the story mode is. Like, it's not very, very long, so some people may get turned off by that little nitpick that the story mode could have been a little bit way longer. But it's alright, because the story itself crammed a whole bunch into it in about an hour's time, between 15, close to like 20 hours or so. Maybe close to 15, 20 hours, which isn't that bad, but apparently it's weird how, like, so much memory of story was crammed into a game that's about maybe 15, 20 hours long, but it's still a very good game nonetheless, though. So overall, yeah, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is still pretty good. Story, gameplay, graphics, especially in the... Hold on. In 3D! Sorry, I know that joke is really fucking old, but anyways, yeah, overall, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is still a very good game. And definitely one of the best games I played of the 3DS library next to, Now, I could have put Kid Icarus Uprising, but let me explain. The reason why is because, while I did love Kid Icarus Uprising, the controls for that game could have been way more limited and better. Well, there should have been at least some room for improvement of that game. But I would have to say that honor will go to this game and Rhythm Thief on the 3DS as well. So with that do, guys, this is the end of my review of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. My overall score of the game is a solid good 9.5 out of 10. It's actually very great. I definitely recommend it for the price. For only $40. It's still pretty good. Maybe even lower if you're lucky on Amazon you can find it. It's still a very good call. So thank you guys for watching. I am Anime Game Freak 89. Over and out. See you on the bounce. Peace out. And all you gamer fans out there, remember, no game is ever impossible. Later.